Hey guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. I'm on the workbench tonight and I'm just about finished up with this Humvee in approximately 28 millimeter scale. I think it's probably closer to 148 scale. Pretty happy with the way it's turned out. And now I'm going to do what's essentially the final step, and that is the weathering with pigments or weathering powders. And I don't think I've ever done any weathering powders or pigments on the podcast, so I want to just show you how I do it. I have this tray here so that I don't make a mess. What I do is set the model in there. I already have a whole bunch of weathering powder in here, but it's kind of more of a European brown kind of dirt, so I'm using this Middle Eastern dust. What we do is open this up. I had a brush here a minute ago, and I don't know what I did with it. Well, let's grab this guy here. Okay, so I'll just use a brush that's, I don't know, about 3/8 of an inch wide. And what I'll do is I'll take some of this dust and let's see if I can get turned so that you can see what I'm doing here. And I'll just kind of sprinkle it on the model and then use the brush, move it around. You usually kind of want most of the effect to be down low, where, you know, near the street level, road level, and then it fades out as it gets higher. So I'll just. It's kind of hard to see on this one actually because of the fact that the pigment is not a lot different than the color of the model. So actually, I think I'm going to go around and do the tires on the other side with this, and then I think I might switch to this darker stuff and see if that gives us a little better look. But for consistency here, I want to get all the tires looking the same first. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of this because, like I said, it's the exact same color as the model, which in the desert is probably the way it would be. A lot of the weathering, the dust on the model, the dust on the vehicle would be, similar to the color. But for the effect here, I'm going to use some of this darker brown that's in here, a little more dirt-ish. And again, I got to get turned a weird way here so that you can see what I'm doing. Like I say, we go down close to the bottom mostly. We don't want a lot up here on the top or anything. Go across the front bumper, underneath, make sure the tires are done everywhere. Okay, then we come around. Again, this is a strange way for me to be doing it, but yeah, that works. I think you guys can see what's going on here. And when I do this, I always do it a little bit heavier than what I think I want to do, because when I'm done here, I'm going to spray the entire model with a ultra matte varnish, and when you're doing that, you will blow a little bit of the dust away. So I always make sure, like I said, that the effect I'm getting here is a little more than what I actually want. Now, dirt flies up on the back a lot when you're driving down the dirt roads, so we do the back pretty heavily. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to do just a little bit on the stowage in here, all the backpacks and things, because they would get dusty and dirty too. I rode in the back of a M548 cargo carrier for several hours once in the desert and woke up with inches of dirt on top of me. So I know how that works. Okay, and then just a little bit across the upper surfaces, but not a lot. Like I said, you want to keep most of it down here, down low. So I think I'm feeling pretty good about the way this looks. Always check the tires, make sure you've got them inside and out, because if you got a clean spot on the tire, it's really going to stick out. Okay, so there we go, all dirted up. I think the choice for the Middle Eastern dust was probably not a good choice. Now this would be on a green vehicle, it would probably look great, but on a vehicle this color, it just really didn't work. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and spray it with a little bit of ultra matte varnish. When you do this, keep your air pressure low and do what I call sneaking up on it. You don't want to really flood it with the stuff. You want to do a really super light coat from far back first, and then let that dry for a minute, and then just do a little more and let that dry and a little more. You don't want to soak this stuff and you know, cause it to liquefy and possibly flow or anything like that. You really just want it to stick on there. Now some people will fix their pigments using like a what do you call it? Paint thinner, you know, like a mineral spirits. They'll just go on and touch it in a few spots, and that it'll wet it out, and then when that dries, it fixes it. I don't like that effect because it doesn't look dusty. It's great for creating a dirty look, and it'll flow into the low spots and stuff like that. So it's an interesting look in itself, but it does not do a dusty look like what I'm looking for here. So we're gonna use the varnish and spray that on there, and then at the end of the video here I'll post a photo of what that looks like. So that's it for now until you see that video pop up, and we'll get back to you next time. Until then, keep on gaming.